Let me tell you something that is going to sound absolutely ridiculous at first, and I need you to just stay with me, because by the end of this, you are going to look at your entire life differently. Are you ready? Here it is. You already have everything you want, right now, as we speak. Your dream job, your dream relationship, your dream body, your dream bank account, all of it already exists. And no, I have not lost my mind, and no, I am not about to sell you a crystal or ask you to dance under the moonlight in your backyard, though honestly, if that works for you, go for it. What I am telling you is something that the wisest people who ever walked this earth have known for centuries, something that modern science is now catching up to confirm, and something that the most successful, joyful, abundant people quietly practice every single day, while the rest of us sit around waiting for life to give us permission to be happy. Today, we are going to talk about what it truly means to act as if your dreams are already here. Now, before we go any further, I want to acknowledge something. You clicked on this video for a reason. Maybe you are lying in bed at 2 in the morning scrolling through your phone with a half-eaten bag of chips on your chest, wondering why your life looks nothing like what you imagined it would. Maybe you have been wanting the same thing for so long that you are starting to feel a little embarrassed about still wanting it. Maybe you have tried the vision boards, the affirmations, the journaling, the waking up at 5 in the morning only to fall back asleep at 5:15, and nothing seems to be working. Maybe someone in your life, someone who loves you very much, keeps very gently suggesting that maybe you should be a little more realistic, and part of you is starting to believe them. And maybe, just maybe, you are tired of wanting, tired of hoping, tired of watching other people seemingly stumble into the exact things you have been working so hard for. If any of that sounds familiar, welcome. You are in exactly the right place. And I want you to know, before we do anything else, that your desire is not foolish. Your dream is not too big. And the fact that you are still here, still wanting, still searching for the answer, that is not desperation, sweetheart. That is faith. And faith is the most powerful substance in the entire universe. But here is where most people go wrong with it. Most people treat their dreams like a destination they are trying to reach, rather than a reality they are already living. And that one tiny little distinction is the difference between a life that unfolds with joy and ease and a life that feels like you are perpetually pushing a boulder up a very steep, very muddy hill in uncomfortable shoes. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you are an actor, a genuinely brilliant actor, and you have just been cast in the role of your lifetime. The character you are playing is someone who has everything you want: financial abundance, loving relationships, vibrant health, creative fulfillment, a parking spot that opens up right when they need it, all of it. Now here is your job. You have to become that character, so completely, so thoroughly, so convincingly, that even you forget you are acting. Method actors do this all the time. They will live as their character for months. They think like them, speak like them, make decisions like them, and something miraculous happens when they do this. The character stops being a role and starts being real. Not just on screen, but in the actor's actual neurology, in their actual beliefs, in their actual experience of the world. Now, what if you could do the exact same thing with your own life? Not by pretending your problems do not exist, not by slapping a smile on top of pain and calling it positivity, but by genuinely, deliberately, consistently choosing to operate from the version of yourself who already has what you want. This is not a new idea. Ancient wisdom traditions across every culture on this earth have been pointing at this truth from different angles for thousands of years. The Stoics talked about it. The Hermetic philosophers wrote about it. Various spiritual traditions encoded it in their teachings. And what they were all pointing at is this: the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Not a delayed reflection, not a sometimes reflection, but a consistent, faithful, astonishingly accurate reflection. Which means that if you want to change what you see in your life, you have to start by changing what is happening on the inside. In a specific, daily, practiced, committed way. Now let us bring some science into this, because I know some of you are sitting there with your arms crossed going, okay, but that sounds a little woo-woo for me. So let us talk about What is actually happening in your brain when you begin to act as if? Your brain has a remarkable system called the reticular activating system. This little system acts as a filter for all the information your brain receives. Your brain receives about 11 million bits of information per second from your environment, but you are only consciously aware of about 40 of those bits. 40 out of 11 million. So your brain has to decide what to pay attention to and what to filter out. And it filters based on what you believe is important and relevant to you. Which means that if you walk around believing that you are someone who struggles with money, your brain will filter in all the evidence that confirms that belief and filter out everything that contradicts it. You will notice every bill, every empty wallet, every closed door, and completely miss the opportunities and open windows happening all around you. But the moment you begin to operate from the belief that you are someone who is abundantly provided for, that reticular activating system starts doing something extraordinary. It starts finding evidence for that too. It starts noticing opportunities. It starts flagging coincidences. It starts lighting up pathways that were always there but invisible to you before. This is not magic. This is neuroscience, and it is absolutely magnificent. There is also something called neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to literally rewire itself based on repeated thoughts and experiences. When you consistently think a thought, the neurons that fire together wire together. They build stronger and stronger pathways, which means that the thoughts you think most often become your brain's default setting. They become what feels normal and inevitable. So if you have been thinking thoughts of lack, limitation, and impossibility for a long time, those pathways are thick and well-worn. They are the mental equivalent of a highway, and a new thought, a thought of abundance and possibility and already having, that starts out as a tiny footpath through the wilderness, barely visible, easy to miss. But every time you walk that path, every time you choose that thought, every time you act from that new belief, the path gets a little wider, a little more worn, a little easier to find. And eventually, with enough consistency and conviction, that footpath becomes a highway too. This is why acting as if is not about lying to yourself. It is about deliberately building new neural pathways. It is about choosing, moment by moment, which version of yourself you are going to inhabit. And it is the most powerful thing you can do for your life. So let us get practical. Because theory is wonderful, but what you need right now is something you can actually do today. The first thing I want you to understand is that acting as if does not mean denying what is real. I am not asking you to look at your empty bank account and pretend there is money in it. What I am asking you to do is change how you feel in your body right now. Because here is the truth. What you are really chasing with every dream, every goal, every desire is a feeling. You want the money because of how you think it will make you feel. Free, secure, powerful. You want the relationship because of how you think it will make you feel. Loved, seen, cherished. You want the career because of how you think it will make you feel. Purposeful, creative, fulfilled. And here is the extraordinary thing. You do not have to wait for the external circumstance to generate the feeling. You can generate the feeling first. And when you generate the feeling first, you actually accelerate the arrival of the external circumstance. Because like attracts like. Feelings of abundance attract abundant experiences. Feelings of love attract loving relationships. Feelings of confidence attract confident opportunities. So here is your first practical step. Every single morning, before you get out of bed, before you look at your phone or check your email, spend 5 minutes inhabiting the feeling of your dream already being real. Not thinking about it, feeling it. Think of a real memory where you felt the feeling you are chasing. Maybe it was a small version of it, maybe it was in a different context, but the feeling was there. Go back into that memory, not just mentally, but physically. Feel it in your chest, in your stomach, in your shoulders, in your breath. Let it be as vivid and real as you can make it. And then, from inside that feeling, think about your dream as already done, already here, already real. Notice how different that feels compared to thinking about your dream from a place of lack and longing. That difference in feeling is your work. That is the actual practice. Simple, but not easy. And simple does not mean insignificant. The second practical thing is your language. The words you use are not neutral. They are declarations. They are instructions to your subconscious mind and to the entire magnificent machinery of your inner world. And most people are walking around issuing devastating instructions to themselves all day long without realizing it. They say things like, "I could never afford that," or "People like me do not get that kind of opportunity," or "I am just not that kind of person." And every time you say these things, you reinforce those thick neural highways of limitation. So become conscious of your language. When you catch yourself saying something that belongs to the old version of you, gently redirect it. Instead of, "I could never afford that," say, "I am learning to create more abundance in my life." Instead of, "I am terrible with relationships," say, "I am becoming someone who gives and receives love with ease." Instead of, "I am just not that kind of person," say, "I am deciding who I am becoming." The first set closes doors. The second set opens them. The third practice is what I call acting from the future. Every day, in at least one area of your life, make a decision or take an action from the perspective of the person who already has what you want. Ask yourself, how would this person spend their morning? How would this person handle this setback? How would this person talk about their work and their worth? And then do that. Not in a grand life overhaul way, just in one small, specific daily moment. One decision, one action, taken not from where you are, but from where you are going. Because when you do this consistently, the outer world starts to catch up. Not immediately, not all at once, but incrementally and undeniably. Because you are no longer waiting for your circumstances to change before you change your behavior. You are changing your behavior and inviting your circumstances to follow. Now I want to talk about something that will trip you up if I do not address it. And that is the very predictable, very human experience of feeling ridiculous. When you first start acting as if, a little voice in the back of your head is going to say, "What are you doing? This is embarrassing." You are the same person you were yesterday, with the same problems, and now you are also doing weird mental exercises. And that voice is not your enemy. That is your brain doing exactly what a well-trained brain does. It is trying to keep you consistent with your existing identity. But here is what I want you to say to that voice, gently and with love. Thank you for trying to protect me. And I am doing this anyway, because the discomfort of feeling silly for 5 minutes in the morning is infinitely more manageable than the discomfort of living an unlived life for the rest of your days. That is the trade-off. A few moments of feeling ridiculous in exchange for an entirely new reality. I think that is a magnificent bargain. And let us talk about patience, because this is where so many people fall off the path. They try the practices, they feel good for a few days, and then when their external reality has not dramatically transformed in 48 hours, they conclude that it does not work. The seed does not become a tree overnight. The river does not carve the canyon in a day. And your new identity does not fully bloom in a week, but it is growing. Every time you choose the feeling over the fear, every time you speak the new language instead of the old one, every time you make one decision from the future rather than the past, you are adding a drop of water to that river. And those drops add up. They always add up. There is a concept I love called the fertile void. The fertile void is what happens between when you plant a seed and when the first green shoot appears above the ground. To the naked eye, nothing appears to be happening. It looks barren. But underneath the surface, in the dark, in the hidden places, extraordinary things are occurring. The seed is cracking open. The roots are reaching. The whole infrastructure of new life is being built. And if you, in your impatience, dig up the seed to check on it, you interrupt the process. This is exactly what happens when we give up too soon. We look at the surface of our lives, see nothing changed, and go back to old thoughts and old behaviors. And we never get to see what was about to emerge. Your job is to keep watering, keep choosing the feeling, keep speaking the new language, keep acting from the future, because the growth is happening even when you cannot see it. I also want to add one more essential ingredient, and that is gratitude. Gratitude is the great accelerator. When you are grateful for something, you are acknowledging it as real, as present, as yours. And you can practice gratitude for things that have not yet arrived in their full physical form. You can be grateful in advance. Thank you for the abundance that is on its way. Thank you for the clarity that is coming. Thank you for the open door I can feel just around the corner. This is not delusion. This is the most sophisticated form of faith. The ability to say thank you before the evidence arrives. Scientists who study gratitude have found that a consistent gratitude practice literally changes the structure of the brain. It increases positive emotion, lowers stress, and increases the neurotransmitters of joy and connection. In other words, gratitude makes you feel better, think more clearly, and creates the exact internal environment in which your dreams can most easily take root. Now, let me close with the most important truth of all of this. The truth underneath all the science and all the practices and all the philosophy. You are not trying to become worthy of your dream. You already are. The dream exists because you are meant to have it. The desire that lives inside you is not an accident and not a cosmic tease. It was placed there because it belongs to you, because it is pointing you toward your highest expression. The life that you can imagine, that life that feels so real when you dare to think about it, that is not a fantasy. That is a possibility, and every genuine desire contains within it the seed of its own fulfillment. Your job is simply to believe that, to act like it is true, to show up every day as the person for whom that truth is self-evident, and to keep going, even on the days when it feels impossible, even on the days when the evidence seems to disagree, even on the days when the little voice says, "Who do you think you are?" Because who you are is magnificent. Who you are is capable. Who you are is worthy of everything beautiful that you have ever dared to want. And the universe has been waiting, with extraordinary patience and extraordinary love, for you to simply agree. So, agree. Today, right now. Decide that it is real. Decide that it is coming. Decide that you are the person it is coming to. And then go live like that is true, because it is. Here is what I want you to do right now before you close this video. Pick one practice from what we talked about today. Just one. The morning feeling practice, the language shift, the one decision from the future, or the gratitude before bed. Pick one and commit to doing it for the next 7 days. Not forever, just 7 days. And then come back here and tell me in the comments what happened, what shifted, what surprised you, because I genuinely want to know. Your experience matters. Your dream matters. And I am rooting for you with everything I have. If this conversation touched something in you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more conversations like this one, more truth, more humor, more practical wisdom about how to live the most magnificent version of your life, then stay close and subscribe, because we are just getting started. I am so glad you are here. I am so glad you clicked on this video and stayed, because that decision, that one small act of showing up for yourself today, is the beginning. And beginnings are everything. Go now, act as if, and know with absolute certainty that the world is already conspiring magnificently on your behalf. It always has been. You just get to see it now.